Learning module will first acquaint you with the McKay Rotoflow centrifugal pump and then the standalone console. This module is by no means all-inclusive, but should provide enough information to allow the user to understand the basics of the pump and operate it clinically. The University of Iowa uses this pump in a standalone configuration for adult ECMO applications, and information about the pump will be centered primarily on this application of it. The Rotoflow centrifugal pump has a spinning rotor with 4 flow channels, which imparts rotary motion to the incoming blood, directing it through a spiral housing to the outflow port. The priming volume of this pump is 32 milliliters, and it has a surface area of 190 centimeters squared. The flow limits are 0 to 10 liters per minute, with a maximum recommended pressure drop of 750 millimeters of mercury. This pump has 3/8 inch inlet and outlet ports. The Rotoflow centrifugal pump system is a pump that may be utilized either as a standalone unit or integrated into the Jostra HL20 console. It has a speed range of 0 to 5,000 RPM and a flow range of 0 to 9.99 liters per minute. From the front of the console, you can see the battery on top. The battery will switch on automatically if the power is interrupted and if fully charged. Will operate for 90 minutes at a flow rate of 5 liters per minute with a normal afterload. The control panel for the Rotoflow faces forward. The power button is on the left, along with 3 indicator lamps. From the left, these are the external or mains voltage light, the battery operation light, and the battery charging light. From the rear, on top, you can again see the back side of the battery. Moving down and from left to right is the Rotoflow drive socket. This is where the external motor is plugged in. Followed by the level sensor socket and the automatic clamp socket. On the bottom of the unit, you find the mains circuit breaker and the mains socket. Here is a quick overview of the control panel located back on the front of the console. Counterclockwise from left to right is the RPM display, which displays speed in revolutions per minute. The intervention LEDs, which display the alarm intervention identification for the console. The status display, which shows status and alarm messages. The Select button, which allows you to select menu options. The Set button, which allows you to select items in the submenu and set the mode. The Alarm Mute button is an audible alarm mute which flashes with each new alarm condition. The Level Override button, you press for 3 seconds to override the level alarm, which makes it flash. A single press reactivates the level alarm. The Bubble Override button, again, you press for 3 seconds to override the bubble alarm, and a single press reactivates the alarm after being overridden. The liters per minute button activates the servo regulation mode of the pump. The Flow Zero button calibrates your zero. The line clamp or valve confirmation button confirms the presence of a one-way valve or clamp to prevent retrograde flow. Flow adjustment knob adjusts pump speed by changing RPMs. Also note the gross speed RPM scale and analog scale for if the RPM display fails. Finally, we come to the liter per minute display, which displays flow in liters per minute. The Rotoflow pump external drive has a built-in flow sensor and ultrasonic bubble sensor that alarms when bubbles larger than 5 millimeters are present. When this happens, the control panel display shows Stop Bub. The bubble override button lights and the pump stops. After correcting the actionable event, reset the bubble alarm with a single press of the bubble override button. Pressing the bubble sensor override button for 3 seconds overrides any bubble alarms and starts the pump back up, regardless of whether action to clear the line of bubbles is taken. Pressing the Select button on the Rotoflow control panel allows you to scroll through 9 possible menu items. Pressing the Set button scrolls through the available options in each menu, and holding down the Set button for 3 seconds changes the setting. To exit the menu, press any other button on the control panel. The Set Mode menu item selects the mode of operation. The Rotoflow pump has 4 operational modes, defined primarily by alarms that influence the pump. These include arterial and arterial pulse, standalone, and free. 2 of these modes are used primarily for ECMO. The standalone mode, or SA in the display, has alarm interventions through the internal bubble and level sensor connected directly to the Rotoflow console. This is the mode you want to be in while using this for an ECMO pump. The free mode, or FRE in the display, is a mode without any alarm interventions. This could be used if the alarms were not functioning correctly or were not enabled. To select the mode you want, simply hold down the Set button for 3 seconds. Remaining menu items are as follows. Set Bright selects the display brightness. Set Flim selects the low flow. Set L lim selects the lowest speed in RPMs. H lim selects the upper speed in RPMs. Set clamp is not used. ETMP selects blood temperature. And set SAL selects between alarm on and off. So, how do we get a standalone Rotoflow pump going so as to initiate ECMO? Follow these steps and success will be yours. First, we need to turn on the console by pressing the green on-off switch. A self-test is initiated with an audible alarm. Valve appears in the LPM and RPM display. Ensure that a clamp is placed post-pump. Press the clamp button once and press alarm silence. Next, we need to set the pump in stand-alone mode. Bring the flow adjustment knob to 0. Press the 0 button for 3 seconds until a long beep is heard for 0 calibration. The flow display should now read 0.00. If dashes or SIG are in the LPM display, more paste is needed. Apply paste to the bottom side of the flow probe of the disposable. Re-zeroing is now required. Press both the level override and bubble override buttons for 3 seconds until a long beep is heard. Next, you turn the RPM knob up to around 1000 RPMs. Release the clamp on the pump outflow line and ensure that you have forward flow. Once you establish the desired flow, press the bubble override button once to engage it, and you're ready to go. This concludes our first-person perfusion look at the McKay Rotoflow centrifugal pump and the standalone console. Thanks for watching.